Hey there! In this video we're gonna learn what Kyo Kusanagi says in the classic KOF games from 94 to 2002. Let's start by checking his regular intro, which is always the same.
Round 1.
He says iku ze, ikuze.
Ikuze. Fight.
Iku is the verb to go. Ze is an emphasis particle used at the end of sentences to emphasize what you wanna say. And Kyo says this a lot, ze. So ikuze has some different meanings depending on the context. It could mean here I go or simply let's go. Now let's check Kyo's stunts. He's changed what he says a lot over the years. In 94 and 95 he simply does this. He shows his disapproval towards the opponent. In 96 and 97 he says this. Nani kusubuten da. Nani kusubuten da. Nani means what, kusubuten is smoldering, and da is the verb to be in the present tense, meaning is or are. So literally, nani kusubuten da, what's smoldering? Maybe he burned the opponent with one of his moves and he's asking this to mock him.
Nani kusubuten da?
But the thing is that this is a play on words in Japanese. Besides smoldering, kusubuten can also mean like to stall, stalling to do something. So when he asks nani kusubuten da, it also has the meaning of why are you stalling? Have you started yet? What are you taking so long to start fighting? Now in 98 he asks this.
Mo oyasumi kai?
Mo oyasumi kai. Mo oyasumi kai.
Mo oyasumi kai? Mo oyasumi kai?
Mo, already. Oyasumi, rest. Kai is a question particle. Mo oyasumi kai? Already tired? Already wanna take a rest? In 99,
Akubi ga deru ze.
akubi ga deru ze. Akubi ga deru ze.
Akubi ga deru ze.
Akubi means yawn. Ga is a subject particle. It indicates the subject of the sentence. In this case here, akubi. Deru is the verb to exit, to leave. And ze, emphasis particle. Akubi ga deru ze. The yawn is leaving. In other words, I'm yawning. We understand that Kyo is bored with his opponent's performance. Now let's check in 2000.
Asobi no tsumori ka? Asobi no tsumori ka?
Asobi no tsumori ka. Asobi no tsumori ka.
Asobi no tsumori ka?
Asobi is play or toy with. Tsumori means to plan on doing something. And ka at the end, a question particle. Asobi no tsumori ka? Do you intend to play with me? And in 2001 he changes this question a little bit.
Asonderu no ka? Oi.
Asonderu no ka? Oi. Asonderu no ka? Oi.
Asonderu no ka? Oi.
Asonderu is playing around. No ka are question particles here. And oi at the end is just an interjection like hey, yo, asonderu no ka? Oi, hey, are you playing around with me? And finally in 2002,
これからなんだろ?
これからなんだろう? これからなんだろう?
これからなんだろ? これからなんだろ?
Kore, this. Kara, from. When we say kore kara, from now on, from this moment on. Nan, what? And daro is more or less a tag question, like, isn't it? Will it be? Kore kara nan daro? What will happen next? What you gonna do now?
What you gonna do, big guy?
Now when Kyo does his evasion move or when he recovers from a fall, he says this. What he says is otto. Otto.
Ota. Ota.
Otto means simply oops. Regarding his basic attacks, Kyo has this standing overhead kick. He says kono. Kono. And kono means you, like when we want to curse someone, like you. Now let's move on to Kyo's special moves. In his fireball move in 94 and 95, he throws fire on the ground. And he says Kurai, Kurai! And Kurai simply means take this or eat this. And from 96 on, he changed this move. He punches the opponent with flames around his fists. And we can do a combo by inputting more commands. And in the strong version of this move, he still says Kurai. But in the weak version, Kyo changes what he says depending on the sequence we do. From 96 to 98 and also in 2002, if we do a single punch, he says this. Body ga ameze. 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 Body comes from the English word body. Ga, subject particle. Ame is an informal way of saying amai. This word has a lot of different meanings like indulgent, easygoing, too soft, not prepared. We could also translate it as weak. Body ga ameze. Body ga ameze. Your body's weak. But if we do this move in the King of Fighters 99, 2000 and 2001, he changes what he says a little bit. Body ga amai. 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 It has exactly the same meaning. Your body's weak. But we can complete this move with a first combination and Kyo changes what he says. In 99 and 2000, when we do the first combination of this move, he changes what he says from body ga amai to body ga ameze. Body ga amai. Body ga ameze. They basically have the same meaning, but the latter sounds a little ruder. But in the other games from 96 to 98, 2001 and 2002, he says something else. He still begins with Bodiga, but then he goes on to say Orus daze. Bodiga Orus daze. Orus means absent, not attentive to. In other words, distracted. Bodiga Orus daze. Your body's distracted. Your body's absent from the battle. There's another variation where Kyo takes the opponent to the ground. Bodiga garak daze. Bodiga garak daze. Bodiga garak daze. Bodiga garak daze. And garak means unguarded, unprotected. Bodiga garak daze. Your body's unguarded, your body's unprotected, defenseless. And exclusively in 2002, after taking the opponent to the ground in this sequence, Kyo can grab him and explode him in flames. Then he says Moero at the end, so it becomes Bodiga garak daze Moero. And Moero simply means burn. Your body's unprotected. Burn. And Kyo also says Moero in a very stylish move he has from 95 to 98. Moero! Burn! But this move changed in 99 and it became kind of weird. We see Kyo jumps towards the opponent and punches him twice. I just don't know, this move doesn't look cool. What do you think about it? Tell me in the comments below. Cringe! But in 2000 this move changed and became better. And Kyo also changed what he says. Ose ze. Ose ze. Ose is an informal way of saying osoi, which means slow, and ze the emphasis particle. Ose ze, slow. He's saying the opponent is slow. We can understand that as too slow. And in 2001 he changed again what he says. Buttobashite yaru. Buttobashite yara. Buttobashite, blow away. And yaru is like, I'll do it to you. Buttobashite yara. I'll blow you away. Now Kyo has a very stylish overhead kick, and until 98 he used only to shout. But from 99 on, he started saying this. Kochi da ze. Kochi da ze. Kochi means here. Da, the verb to be in the present, and ze, emphasis particle. Kochi da ze literally means here. And we also can translate this as up here. Another cool move Kyo has is a punch that is both an anti-air and a reversal. And in 97-98 he says this. Saseru ka. Saseru ka. And this simply means as if, because the opponent thinks he's going to hit Kyo, but he says Saseru ka, as if. And in 99 and 2000 he changed what he says. Namenna. Namenna. And this is an expression that means don't underestimate me. Namenna. Now let's check Kyo's super moves, starting with the classic one. He says Kurai Yagare. Depending on the game, he says Kurai right away, while he's holding the flame in his hand. Kurai Yagare! Or he doesn't say anything at the beginning and says it all at the end. Kurai Yagare! And Kurai Yagare is just a stronger version of Kurai, eat this or take this. Yagare is a command, but it doesn't have a direct translation. We just add Yagare after a verb to indicate contempt, hatred towards the other person. So Kurai, take this. Kurai Yagare! Take this, but with more hate. Now in 97, Kyo got a new super move. He punches his opponent very fast several times. Kore ga Kusanagi no ken da. Kore ga Kusanagi no ken da. Kore, this. Ga, subject particle. Kusanagi is Kyo's last name and the name of his clan. No is a relation particle relating Kusanagi with the next word, ken. Ken is fist. And then da is or are. Kore ga Kusanagi no ken da. This is the fist of Kusanagi. And in 98 he changed this line a little bit. Misete yaru Kusanagi no Kobushi o. Misete yaru Kusanagi no Kobushi o. Misete yaru, I'll show you. Kusanagi no Kobushi. Kobushi also means fist. It's just a different way of reading the word. And o is an object particle. We use this before a verb, but here Kyo inverted the sentence. He could have said Kusanagi no Kobushi o misete yaru. This is possible in Japanese when you want to emphasize a different part of what you're saying. Misete yaru. Kusanagi no Kobushi o. I'll show you the fist of Kusanagi.
You want me to show you tough? I'll show you tough.
But there's a very interesting kind of secret in this super move, both in 97 and 98. After we perform this super move, if we keep mashing the punch button, Kyo taunts the opponent at the end. He says, Rekishi ga chigaun da yo. Rekishi ga chigaun da yo. Rekishi is history. Chigao means different. This nda is the same as da. He's just affirming something, is or are. And yo at the end is also an emphasis particle. We say yo when we want to make sure the other person understands us. So literally, Rekishi ga chigaun da yo means the history is different. But what he really wants to say here is like our histories are different. Probably meaning he's different from the opponent regarding skills and strength. But in 99 this super move changed. Now it's only one really strong punch. Ukero kono buro. Ukero kono buro. Ukero literally means receive, take. Kono, this. Buro comes from the English word blow. Ukero kono buro. Take this blow. And in 2000 he changed what he says here. Kore de kimeru ze. Kore de kimeru ze. Kore is this or it. De is a particle that here means with. So kore de with this. Kimeru to decide, to settle. Kore de kimeru ze. This will decide it. This will settle it. But in 2001, Kyo lost the super move but got a new one. And what he says right at the beginning is Asobi wa owari da. Asobi wa owari da. Asobi, we've seen that it's to play or to toy with. Here we can translate as playtime. Wa is a topic particle. It indicates the topic of the sentence. In this case here, asobi. Owari means end. Asobi wa owari da. Playtime is over. And in 2002, Kyo kept this super move. But he goes on to say more things after he explodes the opponent. After asobi wa owari da, he says, Ore kara nigerare nen da yo. And then at the end, hibike. Asobi wa owari da. Ore kara nigerare nen da yo. Hibike. Asobi wa owari da. Ore kara wa nigerare nen da yo. Hibike. Ore means I or me. Kara, from. Ore kara, from me. Nigerare ne means won't be able to escape. Nda yo, affirming something with emphasis. Ore kara nigerare nen da yo. You won't be able to escape from me. And hibike at the end means scream. Asobi wa owari da. Ore kara nigerare nen da yo. Hibike! Playtime is over. You won't escape from me. Scream. And still in 2002, if Kyo fails to grab the opponent when he performs the super move, he says something. Yaro. Yaro. And Yaro means bastard. So if he fails to grab the opponent, he says, you bastard.
You bastard!
And I personally think that this super move was inspired in Yori's classic one, because Kyo says the very same thing at the beginning. Asobi wa owari da. But the funny thing is that Yori starts hitting the opponent while Kyo does the opposite. Kyo grabs the opponent at the beginning, explodes him in flames, and then goes on to hit him more. Now tell me, which one is cooler, Kyo's or Yori's super move? Now let's check what Kyo says in his wind poses. He has this classic pose where he lights a little flame on the tip of his finger.
KO! Moetaro? Winner is Kyo!
He simply asks, Moetaro. Moetaro. Moeta is the past tense of the verb moeru, so moeta is burned. And this ro here is a contraction of the word daro. That's kinda a question tag. So literally, moetaro means burned, didn't it? But we also have here a play on words in Japanese. Because the verb moeru, apart from meaning to burn, also means to get excited, to be exciting in some way. So when Kyo asks, moetaro, at the same time he's saying burn, didn't it? He's also saying exciting, wasn't it? And another classic wind pose Kyo has is the one where we think he's going to light fire on the tip of his finger, but Kyo changes his mind and says something else. Anta ja moene. Anta ja moene. Depending on the game, he adds na at the end. Anta ja moene na. anta means you. Ja is a contraction of dewa, that here means since it's or with. So anta ja is like since it's you or with you. Moene is the negative of moeru, doesn't burn. And this na is a particle that's used to seek an agreement with the listener, like isn't it or right, okay? Anta ja moene. Or anta ja moene na. It doesn't burn with you. Since it's you, it doesn't burn. But remember what I said about moeru. It has two different meanings. So here it's a play on words too. At the same time it means doesn't burn with you or it won't burn with you. That's why he changed his mind and didn't light his fire. It also means it's not exciting with you. And another classic wind pose Kyo has is this one. Ore no kachi da. Depending on the game, he says Ore no kachi da.
KO. Ore no kachi da. Winner is Kyo.
Or Ore no kachi da.
Ore no kachi da. Time over.
Ore, I or me. No, relation particle. Ore no means my. Kachi is victory. Ore no kachi da. It's my victory. But we could translate this simply as I won.
I've won.
But now tell me, how do you like what Kyo says during his fights? Tell me in the comments below. Take care and see ya!